flight crew, welcome back. We are back after almost a long week waiting. Flight crew, we made it back. We're live streaming. Welcome to the stream. Welcome aboard. I am your host. I am your captain, Phoenix Black Knight. Once again, welcome back, everybody. It's almost been a whole week. Had to move. If you guys remember from the last stream when we flew into Pittsburgh, that was my last flight because I had to move. Move went well as it could have gone as a move. Everybody that helped, appreciate it so much. Thank you, everybody who helped me move. That was greatly appreciated. Anytime you get help and move. But we moved, got into the new apartment, got up to literally your captain came up and got up on the top floor. So with that being said, we do have faster internet. We did get some fiber internet. Supposed to get up to 100 megabytes of this fiber internet. So got the Xbox set up. Flew a couple times just to make sure everything's working, make sure this, I haven't streamed. This is the first time streaming. So first off, I hope you guys can hear me. Hopefully the microphone's working. This is the first time streaming. I flew a couple times offline just to make sure it worked. And I flew a couple times online on the Microsoft Flight servers with everybody just to make sure there's no glitches or get the glitches out. Cause my Xbox, it's just another thing. But anyway, everything worked great. I hope this flight goes as well. But flight crew, welcome. Let's get the roll call out of the way. SAS partaking, welcome aboard. Kenyon Paul, welcome aboard. Are you not entertained? Welcome back. Master Jedi Skywalker, welcome aboard. Ramster, welcome aboard. Renee, welcome aboard. Mobbin, welcome aboard. Simulator, welcome aboard. Irene, welcome aboard. Timothy, welcome aboard. Marco, welcome aboard. Ron, welcome aboard. Allison, welcome back. Tim, welcome back. Pascal, welcome back. Callie Banks, welcome aboard. Thomas, welcome back. Colin, welcome back. Alan Torres, welcome aboard. Julio, welcome aboard. Dennis, welcome aboard. Michael, welcome aboard. I'm right, you're wrong. Welcome back. Leonard, welcome aboard. Nelson, welcome aboard. And Anaro, welcome aboard, everybody. Welcome aboard. Zoom outside. We are American 319. That is our flight. That is our plane today. The reason why, because that is the airline that flies this route from Pittsburgh into LaGuardia. That was one of them. The reason I did that one because it's 319. It's the plane that we just bought, and we get to interact with the tablet, which just came out last flight we did as well, and we get to get the really cool sound because this is the 320. This is the 319. IAE planes, which has a really nice startup. Like I mentioned, if you guys haven't got a chance to check that out on your own, check it out with a nice headset on. The startup on these engines on the IAE, it's awesome. With either that, no reason to waste time. Flight crew, no reason to keep talking. Let's go ahead and get this flight on this way. First off, do you think this will even reach? Do you think this jetway will even reach our plane over here? This is a real world flight. This is the actual gate that this American Airlines flight is actually taken out of. This is the whole route that we did is matched to this 319 real world flight. So we actually went with their call sign as well. So flight crew, with no further ado, let's jump back inside the plane here. And let's go ahead and turn it on, then we can go ahead and do our flight briefing. So there's our tablet. It's automatically turned on. So let's go ahead and hit just our ground services. There we go. Let's go ahead and hit our ground power unit. Let's go ahead and get the cones around the plane. So it's for safety. And then let's go ahead and turn on the ATC. AI is getting our clearance already to LaGuardia. Let's go ahead and see what they say. See what they want us to take off to. We forgot to shut them off at the beginning. All right, the tower wants us up at 12,000 feet on departure, so we'll go 12,000 feet. 119.3 is our departure frequency. 119.3. Let's go ahead and put that in, flight crew. On the settings, I have that AI turned off. It should not turn on, but obviously it keeps turning on every time. Okay, let's zoom in so you can see. Woo. 119.3 is our decimal, is our departure frequency, so we already have that entered in. Perfect. Let's jump back to the captain's seat. Let's do our captain view. We have the ground power unit on. There's our flight path. APU is not on, so that's why we're seeing all these red signs. So let's go. Now we got this on. Actually, let's go over here, flight crew. Let's get our flight over here. You can see. Let's go ahead and get our dome light on. No smoking sign comes on. Let's do the seatbelt sign. And then let's go ahead and leave that there at this time. All right, flight crew, let's go ahead and go over our flight briefing. Now we got the lights on and the plane kind of on. Ground power units connected. We got the AC connected and we got the cones on, so we're safe to go ahead and do our Flight briefing. So we're American Airlines today. American Airlines, we're actually going to do a call sign 6242. That's our call sign. We're going to go ahead and do that. We're in Pittsburgh. We're going to go off into LaGuardia. We're in the aircraft 319. It's August 3rd, 2023. Flight departure time is going to be 5:45 in the morning. Arrival time is going to be 7:12 in the morning. Sim brief gave us 59 minutes. Should do to finish this flight. The block time Sim brief gave us is 1 hour and 27 minutes. Cruising altitude on today's flight is 29,000 feet. We are going to have a cost index of 35, and we are cruising, the distance we are flying is 396 nautical miles. Wind is at 304 over 48 knots. That is some high winds. We have to pay attention to that, flight crew. Passengers on today's flight, 161 passengers on board. Today's bulk fuel for today's flight, 12,706 pounds. Our cargo is 8,855 pounds with a total payload of 37,030 pounds, flight crew. Going down to our route, we are down in Pittsburgh. When we take off, we're going to be taking off a runway 28 right out of Pittsburgh. We're going to be going straight for a little bit, and then we're banking it left, flight crew. We have to bank left, so you'll see that on our flight. I'll show you on our flight path. We will be banking left. Transition is going to be Delta Charlie Tango. When we go into LaGuardia is our destination. When we go down in LaGuardia, they expect us down, wheels down on 04, runway 04, with the transition down of Corey, Korrry. That is the transition down into LaGuardia on runway 4. Going with the weather. Weather's going to be right now in Pittsburgh. It's 67 degrees in Pittsburgh right now, this early in the morning. So the weather, I was able to get the weather, you guys, from the actual time. So actual time of this flight, the weather is 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Going in New York, we should be rounding around 11 o'clock a.m. It's going to be about 71 degrees in LaGuardia. 71 degrees when we ran around 7 a.m. with 20% chance of rain. So we'll see if the live weather actually imitates that or not. Actually, you guys don't want to look at that. I'm sorry. Let's put it over here. We'll see if the live weather with it. But there's your brief flight briefing, flight crew. We got that all set up. All right, so let's go ahead and get the plane ready for passengers real quick. So let's go ahead and just start the boarding process, and then we can set our plane up at the same time. So let's turn on our dome lights out there in the cabin. Out there where the passengers go. There we go. Get that turned on. Let's see if that thing can reach. Let's get the jetway coming our way. Oh, it's coming from the other direction. Wait, what direction is it coming from? I hear it, but I don't see it, flight crew. I heard it, but I don't see it. Let's see something here. That's interesting. Let's try ATC. Let's see what happens when we hit our ground services and jetway disconnected. Let's see what that does. That is interesting, flight crew, why that jetway is not working. Looks like all the other ones. Looks like obviously it's missing this part. So why is all jetways have that, but the one we picked does not? That is interesting. But okay, so what we'll do is we'll just do stairs instead. So we'll just pretend that the passengers had to be bused to the plane and then they got to board by stairs. So let's go ahead and just open the main cabin door. Let's go ahead and get the stairs right there, and then also let's go ahead and make that back cabin door, and then let's do stairs as well. There you go. Let's go ahead and look. Now we'll just pretend that they got dropped off by a bus and we got to go upstairs, since we literally picked the only gate that did not have the end jetway. Look, that one's got it. That part I'm talking about right there, that black part, and that's got it. That's got it. Ours, nothing. Why is that one gate? Really? Look at all those down there got it. Plane sitting over there. Interesting. All right, so we'll pretend we got the boarding process going, flight crew. So we already have that going right now. So let's get the plane ready the way we like it to fly. So let's go ahead and go for our front displays, right to left. Let's go ahead and get to the right one. Let's go ahead and get that bright. And our indicator for us, let's get that bright as well. Left panel over here, let's get that bright. All right, slide down here. We won't need our floodlights on because this is going to be a morning flight, but we will illuminate this middle console right here. Perfect. Let's slide over here to the middle of the plane as always. Turn on our terrain. Here comes our flight directory. Right there. There's our turn, flight crew. That's what I was talking about right there. So we take off. We go straight about 7 miles, maybe 6.5 miles, and then we bank it left, and then we take it straight into LaGuardia. At least that way anyway. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll leave a speed in the managed position. We're going to leave the heading in the managed position. Because we got our flight plan already entered in. We already got our altitude where we're supposed to be going. It's 12,000 feet. We'll leave that in the managed position for the climb. We just went ahead and turned up the FMC brightness right here and illuminated all the buttons. Alright, let's slide back to the captain seat. Let's look down here, make sure we got everything. We don't need the floodlights. We do got the interior light on there. Boom, boom. Air flight crew, we are good to go ahead and start the services. So let's go back to the tablet. Right here, let's go ahead and hit catering services on the way, and then we'll get that back door open as well. Catering services on the way, we just open that back door for him. Let's go ahead and start the ground services. The ground services we're actually going to go through here through the ATC. So we're going to go that and just do the baggage services. Alright, baggage services are on the way. And then there's our ground power unit, but we're using this ground power unit's connected right now. We didn't use that one. That one's connected to the ATC. Perfect, flight crew. Let's plane spot now, see what's going on. I saw someone taxiing over there. You can see that, flight crew. If we spin, oh, I flew without the tags on. I'm iffy on the tags, you guys. The reason why is because that one incident we had going in the pit, we couldn't see the runway. So that is going to happen more often when we go to popular destinations. So we just started now getting used to no tags. I mean, because there's going to be times when we on and off. Yeah, why not? So we're going to try it without the tags this time. See how we feel. Let's give it a shot. We asked for ground services, baggage services. We clicked on ground services. We want baggage services, but it doesn't look like baggage services working either. So already great start, flight crew. Jetway's not connecting. Baggage crew is not working. We do have the catering services working fine, so we'll just go off of the catering service. But so far, so great, right? So far, so great. Yeah. Nothing's really going on plane spotting wise down here in Pittsburgh. We don't really got much going on. We do have live flights on right now with the live weather, so do see some planes right there in the distance, but nothing down here on the runway. Catering services is done. Let's jump back into the captain's seat. Let's go ahead and get home and turn on our APU, which is going to be in our settings, and then turn on APU right here. Let's hit that. Both sides you can hear start up. Yes, plane APU is started up. Let's go back to the captain's seat. Let's soup up here a little bit. APU lead. Let's go ahead and hit that. Now what we can do is hit our nav and logo light. That comes on. Let's turn our beacon light on now. Perfect. Let's go back to the tablet. Let's go ahead and hit our home button. Actually, let's get closer so you guys can see what we're doing. Let's go ahead and hit the home button now. What we'll do now is we're going to go ahead and here we have passengers on board, so let's get them animated. There's our passengers right there. Let's go ahead and get rid of the stairs, but first let's shut that door. Let's shut main door there. Alright, stairs. Let's get rid of the stairs right there. Stairs there. APU got rid of our cones, and APU got rid of our ground power since we have the APU on. Did not get rid of the air conditioner. Let's go ahead and get rid of that now. Let's go ahead. Alright, plane is clean, flight crew. We are clean, so let's go ahead and get our ATC back on the line. First, let's do our captain seat and our captain view, which is just going to pull our view up just a little bit. Right there. And then we're going to scoot forward just a little bit right there. Alright, let's go to get our ATC on the line. Let's get our pushback clearance. Let's request pushback. Pushback has been accepted. Let's get rid of this. We don't need this. Let's zoom back outside the plane after we make sure we have everything. Beacon light on, nav light on. Landing lights are in the off position. Restricted position as of now. Taxi light is off. Okay, APU bleed, engines on, tablet, did everything we need. Let's jump outside the plane and watch the pushback. Oh, look at that sky, flight crew. Look at that. That is absolutely, that is awesome. And we got the planes in the background. All right. Pushback has been connected, releasing the parking brake. Oh, something's happening. It's not releasing the parking brake. What's going on? What is going on? What's not on? That's not releasing the parking brake for. What is it, flight crew? What did I miss? We got the APU bleed on, APU master, APU available. Right. What is... APU is on. Why is it not releasing the brake? I don't understand. Everything is, yeah, APU's on. What? There it goes. Now it's pushing back. That was weird. We kept saying that we shouldn't. Yeah, there we go. See how the parking brake's working now? It wasn't before. It would go back. So, interesting. I don't know. This flight is already having promises, flight crew. We already have good promises with this flight. All right, AI co-pilot just asked for the end of pushback. Let's go back inside the plane to the captain seat, to the captain booth. Parking brake, let's get that activated again. Let's go ahead and look up. Ground crew's out of the way. Let's go ahead and turn our engine mode from the normal position to the start position. Let's go ahead and start engine 2. Engine 2 is at 20% in holding and it is available. Let's go ahead and go down to engine 1. Let's start engine 1. AI just got our clearance to taxi. Engine 1's at 11 cents. That's good enough to check the flaps. Let's come down here and take our flaps. Let's break those down to 100. Spoilers, let's bring those up for a second and make sure those are working. Let's go back outside the plane. Let's pan around. There we go. Look at that. Spoilers up and on. Flaps coming down. Let's jump back inside the plane. Flaps, let's put those to 0%. Tablet's going to put them for our taxi and takeoff. Spoilers, we're going to take those armed and get those ready for takeoff. Engine mode from the start position back to the normal position. Let's go ahead and put on our taxi brakes. APU bleed comes off. APU master comes off. Let's go ahead and turn off our dome light in 1 second. Where's our ground crew? Thumbs up, salute. Let's go. Dome light is off. Let's go back to our tablet. Let's hit the ready for taxi right here. Ready for taxi turns on our taxi lights, turns on our nose light to the taxi position, turns on our runway light, and turns our flaps down to 10%. Also at that same time, let's go ahead and hit the home position. Let's go back to our ground services. Let's turn off the taxi, the lights right here. Oh, did they go off? There you go. All right, they're off. Don't need those on while we're taxiing. And then let's get plane information so we can get our ground speed, flight crew. And then one more time, I accidentally hit the button, so we just got to get our flight camera back to where it was, right there. And it looks like we are gonna take it to the right. So give the engine some power. I'm gonna release the parking brake. Forward momentum, turning plane. Pittsburgh. Default airport, as you can tell, flight crew. Default. Yeah, not much happened in here. There's not much happening here. There's the tower. To the right. Look at our flight path. It was dancing. Move the plane this way a little bit. Oh, of course it did. I pointed it out, so of course it's not going to do it now. We are going 7 miles per hour on the ground with our engines at 40%. This way and then make a right. Don't understand why they want to make a right and then a left and then a right again when we can come this way. Make a left, make a right, all good. Left, right, left. Flight crew believe this is us. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the engines in the neutral position. We got enough momentum to take us there. We're gonna start manually stopping the plane. Let's go ahead and stop short, flight crew, runway 28. Parking brake activated. AI is getting our clearance to take off. Get our altimeter here for a second. 902. We just got cleared for takeoff. Let's go ahead and hit our home position on the tablet. Come over here to the settings. There goes ready for takeoff. Ready for takeoff. Let's hit that activated. Perfect. Let's go ahead and hit that again. Let's go to flight information so we can see where we're going and our ground speed. Ready for taxi. Just did. Actually, let's turn this way. Gotta illuminate that, you guys. Illuminate that. Illuminate these back in. This automatically shuts off at a certain time on the plane on these morning flights. Every time you do like a 5:30 in the morning flight, yeah, it automatically shuts off. Okay, so the tablet when you hit ready to taxi, put your flaps down to 10%. Is where it does it automatically. It takes off your runway lights, puts your landing lights onto the on position, puts your nose light onto the takeoff position, takes off your wing lights if they were on, turns on your strobe light, leaves your beacon light on, and leaves your nav light on. And it also leaves your seatbelt sign on as well. Alright, let's go ahead and get our stopwatch. Let's get it going. Stopwatch is working, giving the plane some power. Releasing the parking brake. Flight crew, prepare for a rolling takeoff. Flight crew, let's get straight. Alright, we're straight. Engines to 40. Actually, let's go engines 50. Engines at 50 are holding. Going up a lap, coming down the same way. Look to the right. Engines flex. Knots. It's 80. Just past the 100. 120. Commit. V1. Rotating 15 degrees. Positive climb, let's gears up. Our flight director, steal my plane. Look to the right, lever, put it in climb position. Perfect, bring the nose of the plane down a little bit. 3,200. I'm going to hold the plane to at least get the, I would say 4,000 feet. Then we'll transition to the autopilot so the autopilot can make the turn. Or we can make it. So let's go flaps clean. Flaps are clean. Transitioning to the autopilot flight crew. Prepared to transition to the autopilot. First we got to pull our nose up a little bit. Alright, transitioning. Autopilot is engaged. Spoilers, let's get those disarmed. Perfect, flight crew. Just passing 5,000 feet and here comes that left turn. Now that we're passing 5,000 feet, let's actually go to the tablet real quick. Let's hit the home button. Let's go down to the ground services. Let's hit this light again to take off the takeoff lights. Perfect. We hit that, they are off. Then let's go back to the aircraft status. And we are at 2,271 ground speed, climbing up past 6,500 feet. That's that left turn. To the left. Roger, Cleveland Center. American 6242, we will continue as planned. Flight crew, we're passing 9,300 feet right now. Still climbing up to 12,000 feet. Right now we're actually straightening out from that turn, so we'll actually be pretty straight from here on out. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and read the seatbelt sign one time. release the flight crew and let's prepare the plane for above free climbing, which means landing lights go to the off position. Nose light goes to the off position as well. Strobe light stays on, beacon light stays on, wing light is off, and nav light and logo light stay on as well. Seatbelt sign stays on at this time as well. We did ring the seatbelt sign one time for flight crew can do prepare for services. We did do that. We're above 10,000 feet. Flight crew, let's make our nautical range out to 20. And we are gaining speed right now. Since we're above 10,000 feet, we're going to go up to 320 knots. So we're going to leave our speed in the managed position for this flight. Since we're already off to a great start, let's leave it in the managed position. So we're increasing our speed right now, and we're climbing at a rate of 1,900 feet per minute right now. I'm coming close to 12,000 feet. We just reached 320 knots. Our engine power is going to drop down to about, looks like we're going to be dropping about 67, 68. Fuel, we found out where fuel was on this. Where was it? I want to say it was in settings. Where was the fuel on this one? I was right. Where was it, flight crew? That's us. Roger, tower. Climb and maintain flight level 210 for American 6242. Alright, they want us up to 21,000 feet. Let's get up to 21,000 feet. ATC is working still. I do have ATC offline, so I figured, I have played a couple times, we will not lose ATC, at least I have not, as long as it's on offline mode. So that means no aria, that means you don't have that girl talking, it says very monotone, blah blah. But I haven't lost it. Midday flying, nighttime, I have not. It's always been there. So let's see if this continues during the stream. But they want us up to 21,000 feet. I'm going to hit that in the managed position. And where was the charts? Really thought they had a countdown of the fuel. Guess not, flight crew, I apologize. I really thought it did. Wind right now is at 14 knots. It says that it is. Perfect. Wind is at 14 knots, flight crew. Go back home and hit GS. 410 is our ground speed right now. 410 miles per hour. Passing 14,000 feet, climbing up to 21,000 feet. Still holding 320 knots. Looks like we're climbing about 2,000, yeah, 2,000 feet per minute. Like coming up to 18,000 feet, which means we can get our altimeter on the standard position. We can go ahead and turn our train off as well because we're climbing up to 21,000 feet. Still holding 320 knots. Still climbing about, looks like the others at 2,100, no, it looks like the others at 1,800 feet per minute right now. 1,800 feet per minute. Coming up at 21,000 feet, flight crew. Still holding 320 knots, waiting for our next climb. There it is, just got it. We want us up to our cruising altitude 29,000 feet. Roger Tower, climb and maintain flight level 29,000 feet, American 6242. Alright, they want us up to 29,000 feet. I went ahead and put 29,000 feet in, and I put it in the managed position, so we managed to climb up to it. And like I mentioned before, we still are holding 320 knots. Our flight crew still holding 320 knots. We are climbing about 1,300 feet per minute. That is that famous Airbus crawl that we've talked about multiple times. Very slow. We're at 25,300 feet right now, still going up to 29,000 feet, which is our cruising altitude. Coming up to 29,000 feet, that's actually our cruising altitude, 29,000 feet. We're at 28,800 and about 60 feet. We did drop our speed down. We were holding 320 knots, it did drop down. Looks like we're about 280. At this time, we have no reason not to keep the fasten seatbelt sign on. No turbulence, it's been a very smooth climb and a very smooth takeoff. So let's go ahead and take off the fasten seatbelt sign. Let's make the call to the passengers as well. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now free to move out the cabin. We do ask though, if you do not need to move out the cabin, just stay in your seat with your seatbelt fastened just in case we hit unexpected turbulence. Alright, flight crew, I think we're safe enough at a point where we can go ahead and go over our flight briefing again. Cruising altitude briefing. If you just jumped on board, if you just got on the stream, I am your Captain Phoenix Black Knight. Welcome aboard. We're at our cruising altitude of 29,000 feet, and we're about ready to go over a cruising altitude briefing. Our call sign today is American 6242. We're in the aircraft 319. We just took out of Pittsburgh. We're going into LaGuardia. It's August 3rd, 2023. Our departure time was 5:45 in the morning. Our arrival time is 7:12 in the morning. SimBrief gave us 59 minutes airtime to complete this flight. The block time they gave us is 1 hour and 27 minutes. Cruising altitude is 29,000 feet, like I mentioned. Passengers are free to move out the plane. Distance for flying is 396 nautical miles. Wind is 304 over 48. Let's double check that. That's what SimBrief says. Let's go home real quick. And then let's go ahead and hit the weather, see what our wind is at. Wind right now is at 50 knots. That is correct. When SimBrief says it should be at 48, so that is right in line. Right in line. That is awesome. That's pretty cool. So wind 304 over 48 knots. Passengers on today's flight is 161 passengers on today's flight. Fuel is 12,706 pounds. Total payload is 37,030 pounds. When we were down in Pittsburgh, we took off of runway 28 right with the transition of Delta Charlie Tango out. When we go down into LaGuardia, they expect us well down on runway 4 with transition of Corry, K-O-R-R-Y. Is the transition down into LaGuardia. Let's go and tell you guys the weather real quick. If you just jumped on board, the weather is about 67 degrees right now in Pittsburgh where we took off. It was 67 degrees in Pittsburgh. When we're going into LaGuardia, we are looking around 71 degrees with 20% chance of rain going into LaGuardia. So we'll pay attention, like we mentioned that on the ground flight crew. We'll pay attention to that because that means we're probably going to have some cloud coverage and some turbulence coming down. So other than that, flight crew, you know what time it is. It's time for you to enjoy the ATC, enjoy the game. I'm going to put my mic on mute and hit the chat. I will see you guys on the top of our descent. See you then, flight crew. Turn the fasten seatbelt sign back on because we do have a turn coming up. We don't need people walking around and when we make this bank left. Alright, flight crew, there's the top of our descent. Little marker right there shows there's the top of our descent. So looks like our managed speed is already pulled back. We were going about 280. So looks like it's pulled it back to about 270. Looks like it will drop it back even more down to 240. I've seen that before. We'll just get ready for our descent vector point. Roger Tower, descend and maintain flight level of 21,000 feet. American 6242. Our flight crew, there's our top of our descent right there. They want us down to 21,000 feet. I'm going to go ahead and hit the fasten seatbelt sign on since we are going by clouds and that is turbulence. Speed right now is 270 knots. Ground speed, that is 418 miles per hour. Flight crew, let's pay attention to this weather coming in. Remember, we had 20% chance of rain coming in, so definitely looks like we could be getting something. Flight crew, let's see what the wind's at. I was just making sure we had everything. Let's go ahead and hit our home on our tablet. Let's see what the wind's at. Let's go poke up our weather. Wind's at 32 knots right now. The wind is blowing from our left to the right. We just passed 23,000 feet, still descending down to 21,000 feet, still holding about 270 knots. Passing 21,500 feet, flight crew, still going down to 21,000 feet. Ready for our next vector. Roger Tower, descend to maintain flight level 13,000 feet, American 6242. Alright, flight crew, 13,700 feet is what we're passing right now. We're still descending down to 13,000 feet. We're still holding 270 knots right now. I'm going to go ahead and pull our speed back at this time. I'm going to pull it back to 200. Oh. Didn't mean to do that. Let's pull our speed back. I want to pull back to 250. Especially since we're going through some cloud coverage. Roger Tower, descend and maintain flight level 7,000 feet, American 6242. Alright, they want us down to 12,000 feet. I'm going to go ahead and hit our terrain on. Terrain's on. I'm actually going to pull our speed back as well to 200. Since this is taking us below 200. Since this is taking us below 10,000 feet, I want to go 200 on the speed, so it's going to slow us down a little bit. Roger, New York Center, altimeter 30.03, American 6242. Alright, still kind of holding. We're still descending a little bit, 800 feet per minute. We're still at 12,000 feet. I'm dropping our speed back to 200 knots. There it is. We're at 210. I'm going to go ahead and pull our flaps down to flaps 1 now. We should start descending faster now with that. There we go. And with that, flaps down, we do start descending from 8,000 feet per minute, 800 feet per minute. Now we're descending down to 2,000 and looks like 2,200 feet per minute now. Nautical range, let's get that within 10. 10,500 feet. Let's get ready for under 10 feet, 10,000 feet flying, which means, you know what that means, flight crew. Let's light it up. Landing lights go to the on position. Nose light goes to the takeoff position. Wing light stay off, strobe light stays on, beacon light stays on, nav and logo light stays on as well. Runway light stays off at this time. Roger, New York approach, altimeter 30.04, American 6242. Flight crew, we're passing 8,700 feet, still descending down to 7,000 feet. We are holding, looks like Since we're descending, we are going a little bit faster. We did get down to 200 knots, but it looks like since we're descending, we're gaining speed, obviously. So it looks like we are up to about 209, 208 knots right now. We are flaps 1 as well. We did activate our flaps, so we are flaps 1. Ground speed, that puts us at 249 knots as of right now. Cloud coverage. I don't hear any rain. I don't see any rain, flight crew. Don't forget 20% chance according to weather. 7,400 feet, still coming down to 7,000 feet, still holding 200, and our speed is pulling back from 209 to 208 knots too. Since we're pulling up a little bit, just back down to 200 knots. Roger, approach, descend and maintain 3,000 feet, American 6242. Flight crew, they want us down to 3,000 feet. Let's turn our localizer on. Roger, tower, descend to maintain flight level 3,000 feet. Keep speed not above 200 knots, American 6242. 22 miles outside the runway, flight crew. Descending down to at 3,000 feet is what New York approach wants us at. So much for the view coming into New York, flight crew. See what altitude we are till we break these clouds. Right now we're at 5,900 feet and we still haven't broken the clouds yet. Oh, I see a little bit of light. It's lighting up here. Light there. Oh, dark. 5,400 feet, flight crew, still within the clouds. $19 miles outside the runway. There you go, flight crew. There's a little bit right there. A little bit of the East Coast. As we still descend. This nasty weather. Right, flight crew, it's been a minute. We've been talking. It's been a minute since we've had bad weather. This is just very, very cloudy. No rain yet, but it's been a minute since we had bad weather on our approach and landing. Let's see how this does. Look at that bridge right there. Look at that. It pops out of nowhere. 4,100 feet, flight crew, passing, still descending down to 3,000 feet. We are 16 miles outside the runway. I'm going to go ahead and start pulling our speed back now. Since we're 16 miles out, we're going to go 180. And we're at 3,700 feet, so that's perfect. Let's wait for our speed to dial back a little bit, then we'll go ahead and hit flaps 2 and then flaps 3. Oh, they want us down to 1,800 feet. Roger, tower, descend to maintain flight level 1,800 feet, American 6242. I'm going to go ahead and hit our approach. Approach is on and activated. Approach is armed. 13 miles outside the runway, pulling our speed back. Let's pull our lever. Let's get it ready for reversers. Perfect. Want us down 1,800 feet. Right now we're at 2,400 feet. Perfect. And we are descending. Our speed right now is going down to 180 knots. Let's go ahead and activate flaps 3. Plane's holding 180 knots. We are down to 2,100 feet, still descending down to 1,800 feet. 11 miles outside the runway, holding 180 knots. Perfect approach. Looking to the left, look at that. New York. Flight crew, here we are. Sick. 10 miles outside the runway. That flight crew. New York. There's the Statue of Liberty over there, flight crew, right there. LaGuardia. Roger Tower, American 6242, clear to approach. Let's go, flaps full. Flight crew, they gave us a proof to approach. Roger, approach, altimeter 30.05, American 6242. Flight crew, like I was trying to say, they cleared us to approach. We armed our approach, just waiting for it to be engaged. We did pull our speed back to 135 knots, so we are flaps full. We did pull our reversers back to the right, closer to the R for the reversers. Let's go ahead and look to the left, New York City. Look at those bridges. Flight crew, approach has been activated. Approach is engaged. Glide slope is engaged. Roger Tower, American 6242, clear the land. Alright, they cleared us the land. We are 5 miles outside the running, which means gears gotta come down. Spoilers get up and armed. Auto brake, let's put that on medium. Runway lights, come on. Wind right now, flight crew, is at 18 knots and is blowing from the tail to the nose of the plane. So it's going to push us a little bit on this glide. We've seen this before. 1,000 feet, my plane, flight crew. I'll see you on the ground. Continue. Continue. Commit. Ooh, plane landing us. Bursar's going. Six knots. Bursar stowed. Auto brakes off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome down New York. We used the runway on that one. We floated. I don't know, flight crew, you see that? We floated a little bit, but it's okay. They had a plane take out the same time we were landed. We're going to turn next to, oh, they want us to the, actually they want us to the right. Let's go to the right then. Okay, let's go ahead and stop short, clean up our lights, and clean up our flights, flight crew. We're going to head into this stop right here. Parking brake activated. Flight directory off. ILS off as well. Look up. Runway lights stay on. Landing lights go to the restricted position. Nose light goes to the taxi position. Turn off our strobe light at this time. Wing light stays off. Beacon light stays on. And our nav and logo light stays on. APU bleed comes on. APU master comes on. APU start comes on. Clean our flaps up to 10%. Spoilers disarmed. Taxi brakes. ATC. Let's get the ground on the line. Taxi the gate. Turn the lights on for taxi for the. There we go. Passengers got taxi. Passengers got their lights on. Now we are prepared for taxi. AI got us our uh, AI got us our clearance to taxi, so we're gonna go ahead and taxi it out. And it looks like we got someone right there on our taxiway. Oh, we'll go. Well, once again, flight crew, we knew this flight was going to be interesting from the very beginning, but we did get it down. We were super high for some weird reason. Yeah, we were super high. We wanted us to drop super quick, but we got down. We got a great landing. We stopped. Now we just got to go around this guy for some weird reason. Right there in the middle. But we made it down, flight crew. First flight in the new apartment. Of course, it wouldn't be a flight without hiccups. It would not be a flight without hiccups. And we had a bunch at the beginning. One right here. Welcome. We are back. We are back, flight crew. But let's get straight here and then let's give LaGuardia a shout out. It's Polaroid moment. Let's call it that. Let's get its panoramic view. Let's just get the plane straight a little bit and then we will. There we go. LaGuardia. Oh, look at that, guys. Look at that flight crew. Ooh, just tacking right by that. Nice. Crossing runway, check. Left. See where they have us going. That was some wind. Like it pushed us, man. You see me fight it? I was fighting to the left, to the right. Oh man. Turn our dome light on. Let's do one more. Like, look at that. LaGuardia. Stopwatch, as always. Hour and 16 minutes plus taxi. Hour and 16 minutes flight crew plus taxi time. Coming flight crew, I don't know if you noticed, but we've come a long way with the wind blowing from the nose, excuse me, from the tail of the plane to the nose. When we're trying to land, we've floated forever. Hence Sacramento, one of those moments. But I think that was for learning, and I think we've grown on that. Yeah, we got the wheels down. That was a smooth landing. We've had problems with us floating like that and wheels not touching and us having to go around, but we were able to get it down. We are growing, flight crew. We are growing. And also, flight crew, I hope you like that landing. I hope you like the content today. If you do, you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe, come along with us. It's Thursday, so unfortunately, this is the last flight of the week for me. Our schedule is Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, flight Thursday, off Friday and Saturday. So with this being Thursday, I have to take the weekend off. I got to get the house set up. I got to get the apartment set up. So I will see you guys Sunday. But don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. Come fly along with us. We'll be leaving out of LaGuardia on Sunday. I haven't picked where we're going yet, but we will be leaving LaGuardia. All right, flight crew, where do they want us? Right over. We'll make this left, flight crew, right here. Here we go. D8 is the gate. D8. Looks like we got ground crew waiting for us. We got baggage waiting for us. We got catering service. Looks like we got our marshal. Also got a laborman. Marshal. You want it right there. Parking brake set, engines to the neutral position. Coming up here, seatbelt sign off. Beacon light comes off. Nav and logo light comes off. Let's turn off our nose light and let's turn off our runway lights. Let's go over here. Actually, let's go over here first. Let's clean our flaps up. Let's go to 0%. That way we can stop the engines. Flaps are clean. Let's go ahead and kill engine 1. Over here to the tablet. Engine 1's under 20%. That's good enough to kill engine 2. Kill engine 2. Ground power gets connected. Let's get our cones around the plane, and let's also get the air conditioning going as well. Let's go ahead and get the jetway coming this way. Let's go ahead and open up the main cabin door. Start the deboarding process, flight crew. All right, let's get ATC back in line. Let's get our baggage services going and our catering services going. So let's hit ground services. Let's go over here to the tablet, hit catering service right there, and let's hit the back door open for him. And then let's go ahead and hit baggage services. Go outside. There you go. Catering services is on its way. Baggage services are actually working. All right, flight crew, let's recap the flight. Let's go back into the captain seat to the captain view. Takeoff was great. Climb was great. Cruise was great. Descend was great. Landing, we floated. We did float and landing. The wind was blowing from the tail to the nose. It floated us. We were able to get it down, but we took almost the whole runway. Almost the whole runway, but the wind was blowing about, what was it? Did we say 18 knots? Is that what we settled with? I think it was 18 or something like that, flight crew. But let's go ahead and hit the cold and dark. Let's see what the real time was, if it tells us that. Let's go home. Let's go to the settings. Let's hit cold and dark. That shuts down the plane. There it is, flight crew. It did pull up. Our actual time was 1 hour and 9 minutes. Sim brief. We lost the sim brief because remember, sim brief wanted this in 59 minutes. Sim brief wanted this in 59 minutes. The hour and 9 minutes what we did, and the block time sim brief gave us 1 hour and 27 minutes. So we beat the hour and 27 minutes, but we lost again the sim brief on the 59 minutes. So, but that's it for me, flight crew. I will see you guys Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and have a great and safe weekend. Thanks for participating. Thanks for being aboard, and that is it. And enjoy your weekend. Like I said, you guys, the new apartment's coming along. I wish I could fly this weekend, but I gotta get it set up. But other than that, that's it, flight crew. Enjoy the rest of the sounds of the game. Enjoy the plane shutting down. Actually, it's already shut down. I'm gonna turn it off. So enjoy the rest of the night. Once again, I'm rambling. I'm out of here. I am out of here. Phoenix Black Knight logging off. I'll see you later.